Hi all, here's my final project on rag painting tutorial. I hope you enjoy it. This tutorial will provide a list of all the supplies needed to rag paint interior walls, as well as how to rag paint them. Before you rag paint, you'll need to prep your walls with a base coat, which is the background color. I suggest watching this video first, then trying it out on a scrap piece of drywall or poster board. This will give you a visual of how the colors will look. You need to let it dry at least overnight to get the full visual. This will also give you a feel of how to rag paint. Here is a sample of my creations. Please be advised that this tutorial may involve climbing up and down a ladder or a step stool. Check with your doctor first if you have any health issues. We hold no claims for any damages done to accidental paint spillage or paint hazards such as fumes. Supplies needed. You'll need a drop cloth. This can be an old sheet or top. I do not recommend plastic because if you step in the paint, it will track everywhere. Trust me, I've done this. You'll need a paintbrush. This is to wipe off the excess paint around the can. Contrast paint. This should be darker or lighter than the base coat and will depend on the art you'd like to create. You will need a small pail, at least 2 quarts. A plastic coffee container would be fine for small jobs. You'll also need 100% cotton rags. A ripped up t-shirt would work well too. Just make sure not to include the collar or anything with ridges. This may leave unwanted marks. You will also need a Dixie cup. This should be something small that you can throw away or don't care about. This is to help measure the paint in the water. A ladder and a step stool. This depends how far up the wall you need to reach. I'm short, I usually need both. You'll also need a paint stirrer. This could be a wooden stick or whatever you have handy. Plastic gloves. I recommend something that is fitted but durable. Oversized gloves will not work. You will not be able to handle the rag properly. Paint can opener. This could be anything that has a flat head such as a screwdriver, butter knife, or if you have a paint can opener. Now that we have all our supplies, the next step is to prep your floor. Please make sure to take the extra time to complete this step. Rag painting can be very messy. First, you need to lay out the plastic of where you'll be rag painting, then covering the plastic with a cloth such as an old sheet. You can also purchase a drop cloth at any hardware store. Again, do not use only plastic, otherwise you may track the paint throughout your house. The next step is to start mixing. This part can be tricky. First of all, if it is too watery, then it will drip down your wall. I like to start off with 3 parts of paint to 1 part of water. It is easier to add more water if you need to. I've had to repaint the base coat until I've gotten the right texture. Now that we've prepped, it is time to have some fun. Hi all, here we are. We're going to get ready to rag paint. I have prepped everything up, so I'm all ready to go. You can see down here I have a plastic bag on the floor, and then I have a sheet over it, so if the paint drips, it won't go onto the hardwood floor. I have my rag painting all set up. I put in 3 parts of paint to 1 part of water. You can see the consistency. It's a little bit thinner than your normal paint. My only concern is my colors are pretty close together. So I guess we'll have to wait and see once it dries what it's going to look like. So I give it a good stir. Take out the stick. And I got a cardboard to put it on. And here's my rag. It's about the size I like. It's when I fold it up. It's about enough to put in my hand. So when I'm rag painting, it feels comfortable. So let's go. I'm going to saturate the rag. And again, like I said, this is very messy. You want to make sure it's saturated well. And then you're going to squeeze out all the excess paint. And then I also like to take the excess off the gloves. And you see that is quite messy. And then I let my rag dangle a little bit. I'm going to put it in my hand, and we're ready to paint. And there's no preference, you can start on the bottom or the top, wherever you feel comfortable, but I'm going to start on the top. And go like this. And I usually go around sporadically. And when I start running out of paint, I readjust my rag. And this is what's going to give you the different designs. I think it's going to actually look good. I was worried about the contrast, but I think it's going to look really good. We'll be able to tell. We're going to let it sit overnight, and I'll take a picture. We'll be able to see the results. You can see the paint goes a long ways. Whoops. I probably should have had painter's tape on the top. It's okay, I'll make my fiance repaint that over. Who's videotaping? Like that one. The edge is kind of hard. You kind of have to dab it in. And again, I probably should have something on here, but this is going to be repainted anyway, so I guess I don't have to be too careful. Now I'm going to soak my rag again. Wiping off the excess. I think I'm gonna like it. So now I'm going back and I'm just filling in holes. You go light or heavy. And this is why I was saying it was important at the beginning about your gloves, because you need to be able to feel your fingers. I've used large gloves and they end up getting away, and then you have fingerprints on your wall too, instead of the rag. The process really doesn't take that long. And I'm going to look that over before I move down. There. I'm going to use my paint again. I was saying, if you add too much water, what I meant by dripping is it will be very runny. And you don't want that. And I think you got the idea of it, so I'm going to stop here, and we'll see what it looks like tomorrow. Thanks for watching.
Hi all, here we are, back again. Now that our walls have cured at least overnight, we should be able to see the final outcome of our new color scheme wall. Remember, this is a new skill. It will take time to master it. Do not be discouraged if it does not turn out the way you envisioned it. A lot of factors may challenge the final outcome, such as the rag being too big or too small, or not having the right contrast paint. Do not give up, you can master this. Make sure to mark the rag paint can with what portion of paint and water was used. This is important in case you need to retouch up your walls in the future. One other thing, some stores sell small tester paints. These are great, especially if you want to put paints together and see what they'll look like on a poster board. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial on how to rag paint. Here are the final results. Amazing! Here is a full view of the wall created with rag painting. Hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thanks for watching.